Good afternoon,
Oh,
good evening, good morning, wherever you are. We want to welcome you to another episode of About You podcast. We are very excited this evening to have Mr. Russell on. This interview has been long coming. He's going to talk about his business. He's going to talk about entrepreneurship. He's going to talk about successes, challenges, you name it all. And we can't do this all alone. So we want you guys to share the show, invite someone, and call in with your question. Today, I'm not moderating our beautiful Eugenia Royer. She's going to be the moderator. And so, Eugenia, take it away.
hi guys. Like Toby said, my name is
I
Eugenia, and I'm happy to be here today to discuss with our guests here in the building. And today is all about entrepreneurship. So we're so happy to have one of our own here to tell us. So, Russell, can you tell us your name, the name of your business, and a little bit about yourself?
I'm 100%. First of all, I want to say a massive thank you to Ms. Taverna Cole. I have known Taverna from Rick's Institute. She was my senior at that time at Rick's Institute when Liberia was up and becoming until the Civil War. We came to the U.S. and I ran into Taverna here again in the U.S. However, my name is Tunir Russell. I lived in Minnesota for about 20 years. I moved to Texas a little over 4 years ago. During the heat of the COVID, my job needed, of course, help out here, and I made a transition to Texas, and Texas became home. I have no regrets. I have families in Minnesota. I still visit Minnesota so often. I'm married. I have three children, two biological children, and a son from my marriage. I currently live in Justin, Texas, right outside of Fort Worth, Texas, and I currently own a family-owned business uh, here in the U.S. and back in Liberia. In Liberia, we have a store, Roscoe General Merchandise. I know you probably at some point came across that name because that's all we do on Facebook. Uh, at that store in Liberia, we have moved from a smaller store to a bigger store. And this is all because of the support that we have gotten so far from the Liberian community in Liberia. And then we also started a shipping business here in Texas. We used to do shipping in Minnesota, but when I moved to Texas, I had to do all the backgrounds to make sure I have all the right logistics before starting this business. And it has gone so well. We are currently working on our Christmas shipment to Monrovia, Liberia, that will sail on October 4th. So we will be loading on October 4th. So that's just a little bit of the business. So I know you have a lot more questions. Let me stop right there and hopefully I'm able to answer some of those questions.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So I wanted to know what made you what inspired you to start the business?
So I've been in America almost 30 years, I must add. I've been back to Liberia every time. What really motivated me to open a store in Liberia, I renewed my vows 2022 in Liberia. And when we got there, I took over 100 bottles of high-end alcohol. And then I seen on the market in Liberia, most of the liquor they have there, and not just liquor, but I would speak to the liquor because that's what started all of this. Most of what they had was imitation. I mean, you open a bottle of Hennessy, you drink the thing, and you felt like you drank a whole bottle of alcohol that they use at the hospital. And I heard everybody complaining about it because people came to my event, they drank the liquor from here, and they immediately could tell the difference between um, the liquor from here and the liquor where they got it from. So that drove me and my family. I sold this to my wife. That's something she was not interested in because doing business in Liberia, you think about it, the risk is higher than the reward. There's a lot that goes in it. But then I also thought about, I've seen people, family members, friends, and them not doing anything in Liberia. And we all talked about rebuilding Liberia and putting Liberia first. I felt, opening a business and employing one of two people, that's my own way of helping the economy, or helping people help their family. That was one of the
Yes.
driving force behind the process. Right now, we got three people that we pay monthly in Liberia. So just primarily, and paying
Yes.
school fees, I must add. So that was one of the driving force.
Oh yeah, and it's school time now. Everybody's back in school in Liberia because all of
Yeah.
our phones are ringing for school fees.
Yes.
For
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
So tell us the shipping process. How does that work? If somebody wants to ship goods from here, how does that work if they want to ship through you?
That's a lot that goes into shipment. I want to spend some time speaking on this, if you don't mind. Um,
Sure, take your
before we
time.
started, yeah, before we started the shipping business, I went around. I go to Hope International Church here in the DFW area. I listened to a lot of people who cried of how shippers hurt them. They they hard earned money. They bought their goods. They never saw it. It took some of them 6 months. It took some of them really never got their goods. Believe it or not, there was a lady who called me. I
Yes.
wouldn't mention her name. She does her business on Facebook. She does it every week. She goes live. I think she orders stuff, and people order things from Liberia, and she will have to ship it. And right now, she got to pay people their stuff back because she shipped by a certain people. I'm not going to mention their names either, and never got their item.
Hmm.
And I went around from church members to friends and family. I mean, it was so horrible, horrible. I personally, when we started shipping for our store, we shipped by one of the same people that they complain about, and I had the same experience. But I must add,
Mm.
we Roscoe, our GM shipping, we have a WhatsApp group that we update our customers. This is our third container that we are working on. The first container left in May. I went to Liberia and cleared it. We did our July 26th shipment. I went to and I go after every container. The
Hmm.
reason doing that is because of what I heard from people about how the things were treated. Some of them, their stuff got damaged and all of that. So if you go on our business Roscoe General Merchandise Facebook page, you will see me in Monrovia, hands on, making sure people things are cared for. It is treated with care and respect. And that's what that's what sets us apart from a lot of other shippers. If you go into our WhatsApp group that I have for my customers, we got over 30 or more people in our group. From when that container is dropped off empty, they are notified. From when I load, in the process of me with other people helping to load the container, they can see it. From when I tell you that container will be loaded on today's date, indeed, it will be that date you will see it. Hands on. Sometimes it's me, my wife, and my son, all of us doing it together with people who are helping us. From when that container leaves the loading dock to go to Houston, it is being tracked. It is updated in the group chat. And we do weekly updates on the container just to give people that sense of responsibility that, hey, you're paying your money to me. I love the money, yes, but I do respect your items, your hard earned money that you put into these goods to your family. I let you
Yeah.
know. And I will tell you this, July 26th, shipment, when I went to Liberia to clear it, there was a customer who had a car in a container. The container came because the date that I gave customers that their family should come to the store to pick up their items, the container was about 4 days late because there was a customer who could not afford his duty at the Freeport of Monrovia. What I did right away, I went
Okay.
into the group chat and I updated the information there. I'm so sorry, I apologize. Hey, I'm here. And from when I boarded the plane, and they all prayed for me and all of that
Wow.
for safe arrival. When I landed, I updated them. When I got at the store, I updated them. I updated them with that information that the container would be 4 or more days late. They called me, they got
Okay.
me. I had my local number in Liberia available. Some of them called me on my business number here, and they got me. There was a guy who told me today in Houston, on Friday, I got a communication from the shipping line, and they said that there's a possibility there will be a strike starting October 1st that could hamper or cause delay into this shipment. Right away, if you go into our group chat, if any of my customers listening, I posted that right away. I try to be proactive. I let them know. And the guy who I picked up his stuff in Houston today, he thanked me. He like, your communication is what's driving me to even want to go with you all the time. Because that's the simplest
Oh,
thing you
wow.
can do, is to communicate with these people. And one thing I've come to realize about Liberians, be open and honest with them. If they're calling you and not
Yeah.
getting you, me myself, I'll be hurt because I know what I have in those boxes. I know once that container leaves my hands, I got no control over it. But it's my responsibility to let you know um, what's going on, where it's at, and what's going to happen. And let me close on this. Another thing that would cause
Okay.
container to be delayed would be customers as well. It's a revolving thing that everybody has a part to play. I still have customers from here who still owes me today on goods that I shipped to Monrovia. The money you pay goes into the shipping, the clearing costs, and all of that. So if you do not pay me or pay the shipper, that's reason for that container to have problems. So we encourage you. The services we are providing for you is expensive, very expensive. The little thing that a customer failing to make payment on time could cause the entire container to be delayed, and people who faithfully made the payment will suffer the problem as well.
Wow.
Let me,
Okay. So is there?
speaking of,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I wanted to ask a question about payment because that's very huge. And it's something you said, you know,
Yeah.
my delayed payment could cause a delay to your entire shipment and could make, Eugenia waiting for her want to do an event for her family member, her things could just get delayed because of my own careless behavior. And so that's very important about timely behavior, timely payments. But let's talk about, so how does the payment work? Is it a payment plan? How, I mean, tell us more about the whole payment thing.
So Russ, our GM shipping understands how difficult it is when it comes to financial stability. I mean, everybody feeling the pinch. The economy is pretty tough. When we pick up your goods, we do require 50% upfront. Before the container docks at the Freeport of
Okay.
Monrovia, we give you 2 weeks because, hey, I'm constantly updating you, letting you know, hey, the container is in Abidjan right now. It takes 2 days before it gets to Monrovia. Make your payment. Why your payment is so important? Because before I can clear the container, even the shipping line, an empty container costs you about $6,000, just the empty container.
Mm.
The shipping lines we also require 50% down. Before you can get what they call bill of lading, without that bill of lading, you cannot clear your container.
Mhm.
If that vessel gets to Monrovia, if you do not have that document, you will run into storage. So you have to pay the 50% to the shipping line to get that bill of lading to be able to clear your container. It's the same with the customers. I request 50% upfront, 2 weeks 2 weeks before the container gets to Monrovia, make your balance payment. That helps me to expedite the clearing process. So when I get to Monrovia, I'm going to Monrovia for 1 week. Right when I get there, I'm able to get the container out because before I get there, my broker is already doing what it needs to be done. And I plan myself that, okay, the container coming out tomorrow. I will arrive right in time for the container to get out. And I'm able to safely, respectfully, carefully distribute customers' goods to their family on time. So
So
we and that's what it is when it comes to your boxes. So whatever you pay me today for a box, you are not paying anything. Very quick, let me close on this. But it is different if you're shipping a car. What I charge you to ship a car does not cover your clearing costs.
Okay,
It
that's what I
is
was
the
going to ask.
customer,
Okay.
correct. It is the customer responsibility to pay your duty and every other cost from the Liberian government for that car. That's not money that comes to me. It doesn't go in my pocket or my bank account. It goes to the LRA, Liberian Revenue Authority. That's where it goes. So there's a lot of people who call, in fact, there was a guy who called me 2 days ago, wanted to know that the ship is Range Rover. Uh, if the ship, I'm like, no. And then it depends. If you are shipping a car to Monrovia older than 10 years,
hmm,
I don't like that either. It hurts. The government of Liberia will charge you an additional, they call it old age penalty. It
hmm,
could go as high as $1,500. That's not
wow.
the shipper. It's the government of Liberia. And then I joked with somebody in Liberia about that. They're talking about old age penalty. Why did not charging Joseph Boga old age penalty? I'm just kidding.
That's a good one. That's a good one. So,
Yeah.
we need an sense of humor. Well,
Yes, we did.
you keep talking. I know you mentioned about you get there 2 weeks before the time, but I wanted to ask you, with all the hiccups, without the hiccups and all of that, what's the standard shipping time to Liberia?
The standard shipping time to Liberia is right around 8 weeks and sometimes 9. Why? I encourage, again, my customer will tell you it's in a group chat. If you go to Merge Line is one of the largest and one of the world's best shipping company in the world. They do not play. If you go right there, there's a banner on the website. They are taking longer routes because of the tension in the Red Sea with the Houthis rebel and stuff
Mm,
like that. So they are taking, and you talk to any one of our GM shipping customers, they know that information because they are being fed with this information. That's why it's taking a longer time. So it takes anywhere between 8 to 9 weeks. Another thing, if I'm flying to Liberia, I have to fly from Texas to New York, New York to Accra, Accra to Monrovia.
mm,
Liberia economy is pretty small. There's nothing direct going to Liberia. Do not cuss me based on that. It's not me. It's a fact. Nothing going to Liberia direct. Some of these vessels leave from here, goes to Europe. Europe, it goes to Algeria or Algiers, I think it's called. It goes to Abidjan, and sometimes it sits in Abidjan, waiting for another vessel to pick it up from Abidjan or Sierra Leone to Monrovia. But again, you owe your
Okay.
customer that information.
Okay. And
awesome.
then to piggyback a little bit on the car, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Toby.
No, no, no. I was transitioning to you to tell you to take it away.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. All right. I have another question about the car, shipping the cars. So, do
Mhm.
you know upfront what the duty fees are going to be when the car reaches Liberia? Do you know all that information upfront, or are they changing the rates when the car gets there?
No, the simple answer is no. You never know because hey, we're dealing with Liberia, and there's different reasons. I had customer who wants me to, and I would never hold your money to clear your car because I don't want to call you back and say, hey, Telvi, I need $200 more, or I have to use my own money. That's not something I would do. Now, I spoke about the old age penalty. If I ship a
Yes.
2017 Ford Edge, if you go on my on our page to you, see me offloading that car in Liberia. They charge you luxury tax as well. So if you're
Mm-hmm.
shipping a Lexus or a Mercedes Benz or a BMW, they will charge you luxury tax because you are not using that car for transportation, like for taxi or bus, for passenger. So they charge you more. So there's that. They also charge you ECOWA tax. They charge you 4% presumptive tax. If you go on our WhatsApp thing, all of this information there, because what I did, I posted all the information from LRA so my customer can see and have an idea. And that's just the kind of transparency that we build here at RGM Shipping. So no, you will never know exactly what that dollar amount is because what it will do, they can put they got something they call the oscillator and BVAC.
Mm-hmm.
BVAC will go into, they use the Kelly Blue Book. So if you think you bought a car here, because yes, you can buy a car in America here for maybe 1,500. The Liberia government look at it and tell you that car is valued five. Tell you, your Liberian government will tell you the value is higher, and that's how you pay the duty on that. So no, I never know that, and that's not.
I don't know. The audio left. I couldn't really hear
Can you
the
hear?
last thing you said.
No, he said
Okay.
he can't hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I love the way that you have a WhatsApp group for your customers. It really shows transparency and they get to see every step of the way because I'm sure some of us have some stories about shipments that have not gone the right way. I personally have. I'm not going to call no names here, but what are some other challenges what would be a reason why perhaps a person into the shipping industry here in the US would not run their business as transparent as yours? Is it because of all the obstacles they have to face in Liberia, or do they just not have the money needed to start up? Is that what the problem is?
I think so. I think the major problem is the finances, and again, not just the finances. I think it also has to do with being honest. I'll say this: if you go into my group chat again, I'm sorry, I'm keep making references to that. Um, I
Oh,
had a
okay.
shipment to go in June after I did the July 26th shipment. I did not have enough goods to fill a 40-foot container. I went back and I put it in a group chat. I didn't pick up anybody's goods. I did let them know that I do not have enough goods because, of course, when people ship for, you know how it is in Liberia after Christmas, people broke in January. When people ship for July 26th, they are broke. They are waiting until they can recoup. And then, so a lot of people wasn't shipping. And I called them. I let them know I'm not able to. There's a guy who had a um, a Toyota 4Runner. The guy met me. I got a text message from him actually right now in my phone. He got mad at me that I wasn't able to ship the item like I said I would. But I explained to him. One of his friends met me and my wife in the park on July 20th, on the 4th of July. And the guy told me, "Oh, my man," and this guy said, and I said, "Well, do you rather me be honest to you or take your goose, put it in my warehouse, and lie to you and say I ship it?" Because that's what a lot of shippers would do. They would take your goose,
Oh, wow.
they would put it in a warehouse or a garage and wait to build a container. I'm not going to do that. I'm a businessman. I have a store. I got my own goose because keep in mind, almost 50% of what in a container I use for my store. Okay. I'm not going to do anything to delay it because I needed to get that. So I would be straight up with you. And that's what happened on Friday when I sent out the communication to my customers. The strike is imminent, but I will keep you posted. That's so, even though if you do not have the money, and the truth is though, clearing a container in the, like, I don't know if I want to jump ahead of myself because maybe you guys
Yeah,
will
go ahead.
have questions on that. Clearing a container in Liberia, So getting the container here, call the shipping line here in the US. I need my container dropped. I'm loading on the fork. They will drop that container. No noise. You load your container, they give you 2 days. They will pick up that container. No noise. That container will seal and get to Monrovia. Dial your rates. You got 3 to 5 days to clear that container before you get any storage. Everybody who's supposed to sign it,
Wow.
you need something for the officer, you need this. I hope I don't get in trouble because maybe people in Labrador watching this, but I'm not going to get details, but it's a mess. It's a mess. And if it doesn't make sense, because clearing a container in Liberia can cost you anywhere between $10,000, if not more. And it depends on what you have in the container too.
Wow.
I hope you heard me right. Some containers will cost you over $10,000.
Wow.
And some of the money you are spending, if I tell you, let me say this. I did not want to say this. That's a gentleman who shipped in this Dallas, Texas. I had 2 cars in the container. I will not mention his name. The gentleman had over 60% of the goods in my container. I had about 2 cars, and I had about 30 boxes. But the goal here was, there's people who send money from Liberia to order the things, and my goal is to get it to them in a timely manner. Okay, and this guy had over 100 boxes, over 100 items in my container. This dude had the audacity. I get a little emotional about this, and he tells me that he thought that I told him I was shipping it for free, for God's sake. And when I offloaded that, when the container got to the gentleman is in Liberia right now, he's been in Liberia for months. This guy came to my store on my children. He told me, "Here, Tony, please, the customers who paid me, you can release the goods to me. And the ones who did not pay me, you can do whatever you want to do with the goods," he said.
Wow.
All my children. And when that happened, I will mention the name. I hope he doesn't get mad at me. Savio. And many of people, you know Savio Kennedy here. He was at my store in July when that comment was made. Savio told me, "Bro, do not release these goods." Over 100 items. That was well over $15,000 in shipping costs. I told his brother, I said, "Brother, just give me $4,000. I knew you were in the hole, and I'm trying to help you get out of the hole." I have every single communication. I've been tempted to post it on Facebook. My wife told me no. Other people told me no. Let it go. And these are some of the reasons I lost money. But because my commitment to the people whose stuff I had in that container, I had to spend the money to get it out. Savio Kennedy, he took one of the customer car. He held the car and paid the duty to get a container out. But Savio also, again, was nice enough. When the guy from America called, I think 2 weeks later, he released his car to him and did not charge him a dime. That's the kind of people I have in my office. But this gentleman I'm talking about, I gave this man to him. I'm like, "Take your stuff." Why? Everybody I had talked to who knows this gentleman. He even called the president of the Liberian community here to talk to me. And I told him, I'm like, "Please, take people's stuff. I do not want my name and my business to be associated with you. Take the stuff. Pay me when you can." He offered, even gave his Mercedes Benz to me. Never did. Still owes me. But these are some of the challenges. That alone could have caused my container to go into storage. People who paid the hard-earned money to me. And one thing, I told him, like, let me call these people. And maybe, I would charge them, not what, I know they made payment to you. He told me, "No, do not call them," he said. So these are some of the challenges that we are faced with. Yeah.
That's a
True
deep
story. Yeah. I can post all of the communication, but I want to stay bigger. I want to stay above the fray. I'm not going to do that. But I'm not going to mention his name. I mentioned Savio Kennedy, who lives here in DFW, who can attest to it. He was there. And guess what? I pay this guy to use his loading dock to load my container. Who am I? Elon Musk or Bill Gates to be shipping people things for free? He had the audacity to tell me that I ship his stuff for free. Don't treat your fellow brother like that. Don't do that. Don't. My wife yelled at me, I must add, for that situation because we didn't have it in writing.
Well, there are a lot of lessons.
Yeah.
A lot of lessons learned.
Yeah.
So what became of the rest of the items in the container? I'm concerned about that story.
So
how
what
did they?
happened?
How did it end?
Again, this brother was able to. He gave me about $800 bit and pieces because I had paid people to rent truck to remove the things and the storage. Okay, and he gave about, and I just told him, I'm like, brother, just pay me the money I pay these people. He went to my shop, I think last Saturday or 2 Saturdays ago, and there was people who thinks he thought he had in a container wedding stuff. It wasn't even in a container.
Ouch.
Okay, they almost.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, and honestly, honest to God, today's Sunday. I had that brother pick up the people's stuff because, again, I did not want RGM shipping to have any link because I know at some point he would have said, oh, I get a thing to RGM shipping, Roscoe or Tony or however you want to call me, and he's to ship. I didn't want any connection with him. But if any one of you in DFW listening to my voice on this story, many of you know Savio Kennedy. Many of you know the president for the Liberian community. He knows the story. You can reach out. I will not mention the individual name who did that to me, but you guys know him very well. Very well. He served your community. Let me give you a hint. I will stop there.
Well, what was it? So I'm still on that story. So why did he? What were the basis for which he felt that you needed to ship his stuff for free?
So tell me, this dude owns a warehouse where we load containers.
Oh, okay.
In my presence, as I removed my stuff to the warehouse for loading the next day, in my presence, there were a few customers who came. You remember I alluded to where people would pack your stuff and wouldn't until you see the shipper and they didn't.
Oh, yeah.
So few customers came to his warehouse, yelling at him. Bro, and I said, bro, listen, I got a 40-foot container. I like this guy. Even right now, I like this guy. He's smooth, respectable guy, but okay. So when I got there, I called him and said, look, bro, I got space in this container. He charged, well, you will charge me $500 to load to use his facility. And then he charges me another $300 to load the container, which of course myself will load it with him. So I'm paying this guy about $800, right? So I said, bro, let's lift this car. When we talked about it, I came and told my wife what he said. In fact, he said he wanted to go in business with me. I told him, and they said he won't catch Liberian and put it in writing. I said, put it in writing. My wife suggested that. She said, put it in writing and submit it to us. Let us review it. Never did. Never happened. When I went back to him for us to have the discussion on the terms on me shipping these items for him, he had people visiting him. Okay? So we were not able to discuss it before loading it. So when we loaded the container, weeks after, I reached out to him. I'm like, hey, God, I'm going to call the man name. I said, hey, my man, the container almost to Monrovia. You got over 100 items on this container. Give me $4,000. Hey. Everything went south. Oh, you told me that you're shipping it for free? I said, no, don't tell me that. Who am I? I did the math. Even if I did the bare minimum, $100 per box, and you were charging these people $275 per box. Bare minimum, you're talking about $12,000. Give me $4,000. Wow. The brother said he didn't have it.
Wow.
I said, okay, give me $2,800. He said he didn't have it. And we started going back and forth. And then when the container landed, I offloaded the container. I remember vividly, it was on a Thursday in Monrovia. And I was so tired and I needed to de-stress that night. And I told my man, Savior candidate, Savior, please, I hope I'm not getting you in trouble. Please, I'm like, take me, I'll let go to the calabash, let me de-stress. We met this gentleman at the calabash. Oh, he said, my man, I heard that you offloaded a container. I said, yeah, I offloaded my container. Yeah, why? Oh, you didn't tell me. I've been, the African American can say, I've been told you that my container, yeah. Okay, so we went back and forth. He came to my store the next day and he brought a car. Again, he said the person shipped a car. I wanted no part of it. So when I say, my man, I'm holding these things, he called Savior. Savior was the mediator. He called the president here. What the president name again? Nat. What the
Gone,
president?
gone,
Huh?
Natanya gone.
Yes. He called him. The guy called me during the 26th celebration. I explained it to him. The man said, so why is he calling? Like you did something to him. Okay. So the moral of the story here, Selby, I gave him the people's stuff. I have none. Zip, zero. Roscoe General Merchandise or Roscoe RGM shipping. We got nothing for anybody in Texas. We give all of your items. Maybe you did not know that I shipped your stuff in my July 26th shipment. We did over 100 items. Savior Kennedy can attest to it. He was there. The president here for the Labyrinth organization here in DFW also knows the story. Zip, zero, all of your items were given to that brother. I have none at my store. Thank you, people.
Wow.
No, we
That's
can,
very unfortunate.
yeah, there's so many stories about dishonest shippers. We're just talking about that before the show started behind the scene. Eugenia and I, from state to state. I mean, it's just, and then you got the good shippers, people like you and others. But with everything, there are lessons learned. So I'm sure you learn a lot of lessons from this. But we want to pivot a little.
Sure.
And talk about, I want to ask you questions about what can we ship and what we cannot ship, because the reason that to way back in a couple of months we heard a story about some people ship guns and blah and blah. So it's a good thing to let us know what we can put container. Can we put laptop? Can we not? Can we put this? Can we put old car, new cars? Can we put whatever? Just tell us.
So simple. Just simple question to that. Simple answer to that question. Anything that is legal. Anything that is legal. Now, you are required to make a packing list of the content of your goods. Okay. If we need to know, because I, as the shipper, we need to submit that to the shipping line, and they submit those documents to the American custom. Is everybody honest and telling you the truth? No, absolutely not. They're not. But if you look at our ad, we'll say, please, anything that is legal, because any object, substance, or illegal thing that you put in that thing could cause that container to be pulled, and it will cost me thousands of dollars, and it will cause poor customers, honest customers, for the goods to be delayed, and a lot could go on wrong. So please, you are required. We ship all legal items. All legal. If you're trying to be sneaky, it could cause the container to be pulled. Well, if your container is pulled, it costs thousands of dollars. So please, pretty please, because these containers do go over. They do random checks here and random checks at the port of Monrovia as well. So, short answer: all legal items.
Thank you, Gina.
Okay. Well, let me ask: is there as far as the shipping, is there any insurance that you're given if your goods don't arrive in Liberia?
Yes. So, can I grab my receipt book? Because can I just jump real quick?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah. No, no, no,
apologize.
no, no, no. We'll be talking.
Yeah.
There are too many stories. We're talking about shippers, bad shippers, good shippers.
What's the
I
shipping?
have my own
What's
horror
the receipt book,
stories.
man?
With shippers.
Go ahead.
I did a lot of stuff with my nonprofit with this gentleman way back. And they stole half of the things. This is somebody. Oh, our professional, I'm different, but that was way, a couple of years back. And they got there, they stole almost all the stuff, all the
Mm-hmm.
megaphones, the t-shirts, the uh, handheld
Wow.
thermometers, and stuff like that. And when and someone in like bro work, they got shop them off. When you go ask
Mm-hmm.
them for your stuff and say, look, I ship these things, so you are paid for it to get there. And I'm responsible, the people can see to the port. You won't hold me responsible. And can you smart talk? Like, and he might say, how they are, bro. I was just like, you're so rude and unprofessional. If I knew this was your tune, I was not going to ship with you. You know, um,
Okay. I
no,
apologize.
I,
So,
I guess it's bad habit
again,
Exactly.
talking.
Exactly.
I apologize. I really. So, if you
But
look at our receipt book, and every receipt that we gave you, this is the customer copy, right? It has what you for insurance, but who buys insurance? People doesn't even want to pay the cost for the ship their goods, but it's right there at the back of your receipt. Whenever um, this is the customer copy, it states
Mm-hmm.
clearly we have insurance available, uh, which can be discussed. And if anything goes wrong, we are able to refund you a percentage. Because if it's something, for example, God forbid, if something happened to the vessel on the sea or it fell and your stuff, of course, sometimes we may not be able to pay for your Mercedes Benz, $100,000 Mercedes Benz, but we're able to pay a percentage if you pay $25, you know, towards insurance. But nobody doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So if your stuff got damaged, knock on wood, I haven't had any experience with that yet. Um, we take responsibility because it's if you presented it to me. I'm not gonna say, oh no. I will talk to you nicely for us to find a reasonable solution, okay, to be able to resolve that issue. But I wouldn't just act as if I didn't hear you or you don't make it don't matter. Oh, the thing happened here and that. No, I wouldn't do that. I promise you. But I encourage you,
Okay.
like a box I picked up in Austin today. Um, I have picture in my phone. He didn't wrap his box accordingly. The tip already moving. Me, I promised him that I will wrap that box. I will take a picture and send it to him because it's just I have that sense of responsibility. It's just that sense of
Yes.
responsibility that there's
it's good
somebody
customer
entrusts you.
service.
Yeah,
Good
and
customer service.
and but
Yeah.
why not? So I want my stuff to be treated the same way. So and that's why if I'm doing your stuff, I want to be able to be able to do the same respect that I expect you to do if you were doing it to me. Yes.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know that there is insurance because people laugh at me all day long. I'm the one I would get warranty on everything. I like to get the extra insurance. So that's good to
I'm
know that
laughing
that's
at
an
you too. I said,
option.
"What minute you don't talk about insurance here, miss?"
No, but insurance makes sense. I remember
We talking
you,
about Liberia here, talking about insurance. I'm
no,
laughing
that
at you
makes
in my
sense.
head.
Because think about it, though. You know, in Liberia, they say when you're not expecting your mother-in-law, I tell you can slap your wife, right? Even one of the U-Haul. And this day, I want to pick up the U-Haul, and I got my own personal insurance. I don't need insurance. I got full coverage. The guy said he explained it to me for $85. I said, okay, man, yeah, let's just do it. And I was glad I did it. And it was when we were moving from Minnesota to Texas. And guess who was driving the truck? My wife was driving. I was driving the other car. And she was probably doing like, before you get her ticket. But the speed limit, she hit a deer. And that truck mashed. Like, well, in Iowa, about almost 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah. Wasn't I happy I got insurance? Even the U-Haul truck I have sitting outside. I even though I got my own personal insurance, I get insurance because we live in amongst uncertainties. So
Mm-hmm.
anything can happen. Am I speaking like I went to Ritz Institute, Telvi?
Of course, yes. Of course, yes. Well, thank you, Gina.
Do you guys mind
Did
if
we
we
want to
talk
see
about the
if Kim
business
wants
in
to go?
Monrovia?
Yeah, we want to. Yeah, want to
Yeah,
transition. Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. Let's want to talk about. Yeah, I want to talk about what's in the store. I want to ask about what's in the store.
Okay.
And what's the arrangement. Tell us more about it. You
Yeah,
know.
I'm happy. Telvi again, I must say, let me take a break and just thank you again. Like you said, it was long overdue, but I now as please help me promote my business, please, please, please. Okay, and I'm so happy. I'm grateful. If you I'll make a small box, I will ship it for you at no cost. I promise that.
You don't
Okay, if you
have
got a
to.
box, I will take it.
No, no.
So Roscoe General Merchandise, if you see RGM shipping, uh, RGM shipping is the same as Roscoe General Merchandise. We opened a store in 2022. We are right in the EOW area. If you're coming from town, before you get to Rehab Junction, you cannot because see how you see the thin plaster on here? I got a big sign. You cannot miss it. So we moved last October to a bigger store. And again, I'm grateful for the support that we have gotten from the people in Monrovia. Thank you in this public manner. We just transitioned, and guess what? We're looking for a bigger place now because we're growing. Our store we have from high-end liquor from Cavassier to Hennessy to Jack Daniel. We got it. We got from air fryer and none. Let me take this time. None. We do not and will not sell any used items in our store in Monrovia. Nothing. We do not
That's
fly to
nice.
China either to order goods. Everything on the shelf is from these United States of America. Why? Because I stand with my name, my integrity, that of my wife, and my entire family. Everything in that store is brand new. From air fryer to rice cooker that can do almost 60 cups of rice. From lights. Sorry, you cannot see the lights. We got lights in our store that value over $500. We
Mm.
do. We got car lights. We got car parts for Toyota, Honda, you name it. We got it. All of them are brand new parts. We got headlights that value over $500 in our store. We got my office desk right here. Here in America, it's about $300. We have it. We got decorated mirrors that I got some in my living room. We have it. Brand new. We got from TV stand. We got from I think it's safe to say that our Roscoe General Merchandise is the only store in Liberia that sells CeraVe, lotion bead, night bead, whatever kind of CeraVe you can think about, we got it.
Mm.
People complain that it's
That's
expensive. CeraVe here in America is about 19 to 20 bucks. So one of the CeraVe cups that I have, I got them all packed ready for shipping, so I don't have any to display. We're selling about $25 in our day.
Mm.
Okay, so we're doing good. We're happy for the support, and even your wedding utensils, we have them. Your chair cover for your wedding, we have them. We also do special order. If you go outside in my garage right now, I have boxes from Liberia from customers who a car I must add a 2014 Toyota RAV4 is sitting in my driveway that a customer sent his money that I
Mm.
bought. He saw his receipt. I charge a percentage. I charge to ship it because y'all know in America here, everything we do, buying gas to go run after it, I
Mhm.
charge a percentage to do that, and I charge to ship it. Okay, so you do not have to be here in America if you want an American product. called Roscoe General Merchandise. We will be happy to order your items. And I got stack of stuff for Lebanese people too, believe it, car parts that going on this shipping. I got about 5 different people who sent their money to order their stuff to ship to Liberia. So I'm not just, doing stuff here with the shipping. We're doing a lot more. Do not call from Liberia because I'm naming all these things and think that we got a lot in the bank. No, we're trying to grow. So let me speak about some of the challenges in Liberia. And I want to speak
Yeah.
directly to the government of Liberia. For far too long, Liberians has been spectators in their own economy. I remember when the former
Yep.
president George Weah came, and the good thing about it, whenever they're giving the speech, we're calling on the diaspora, Americans, Liberians, come back and be a part of your economy. Modad, Commerce Minister, other people who are able to make decisions on Liberian small business owners like myself. There should be some level of incentives when it comes to what we pay at the port to clear our goods and tax. We should not be paying the same tax that the Lebanese and the Indians are paying. When our
Yep.
goods gets to the free port, put things in place to prioritize Liberian small businesses. Small businesses, even in the U.S., helps the economy grow. I did financing in
Exactly.
school. I'm not an economist, but I know if you help and invest into small businesses, it helps grow the economy. So I'm calling on the Liberian government at the free port, give us some kind of break. We want to invest. Like myself, I have 3 people that I pay monthly. Whether my business do well or not, I pay them. And that's me investing in the helping the economy. Me flying to Liberia, that's me making my own contribution to the economy. Me buying
Yeah.
gas, me eating while I'm there. It's me helping the economy. I'm speaking directly to those in the government who are able, who can hear me and think I make sense. There's a lot of people like myself who looking to invest in Liberia, but when you think about the headache that we go through to get these things from here,
Yeah.
to get it to Monrovia, and that is why the market of Monrovia is infested with substandard goods. I can attest to it. If you look at a Dove body wash, for example, if I took a bottle of Dove body wash and we go to the stores around Monrovia, it may look the same, but it's not the same quality. One time I did a live video on NyQuil. I was in Liberia, I got sick, and I went to Stop and Shop. I would say their name. And they have on the bottle, it said, I still have that stuff in my phone. It says 1 shot. There's nowhere in America you will see 1 shot when it comes to NyQuil or Dayquil. You will not see that. And believe it or not, they had that stuff for $14 United States dollars. I came back. If you go to my shop right now, I do have NyQuil, Dayquil, Pepto-Bismol. I have it. And it's not the big Pepto-Bismol, Dayquil or NyQuil, at Stop and Shop. If they still have it, go there. It's 35 United States dollars for one. So
Wow.
that's why the Liberian government will need to invest in the small, because if they went there, they will see that I'm growing. I just left from a small store to a bigger store. So I'm doing well. I'm grateful. I'm not boasting. I'm grateful. But we need help. We need some kind of incentive that will help us still in business and that will help us be able to compete in our own economy.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
So many challenges to that small little Miami. Yeah. Hi, Kimma. Welcome.
Hey, thanks, guys. Great show, by the way. The guest So my name is Kira, and the good thing about it is that we live here from both. Are you from Dallas though? Or you live in Dallas?
I live in Dallas, correct? Yes.
Oh, okay, but I guess I don't live in Texas because I'm originally from Baltimore. Well, Alabama, of the background Baltimore. So I moved to Dallas, Texas as a whole when I got married. So
I'm
that,
having trouble hearing her.
I think she's driving.
Yeah.
Um,
I say I moved
Come
to.
on, do you have it?
bring,
Can you, can you hear me now?
I can
yes,
hear you.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Do
Okay,
you
so
have?
I moved to Texas 11 years ago, but unfortunately, I don't know a lot of people because I guess I haven't made the effort. So I'm glad that I can actually find somebody who will be able to ship things for me because I have stuff to go to Liberia, but I always tell my mom, I don't know, nobody here to ship stuff, so it just sit in my garage. So
Um,
I am so glad for this show now that I know you ship stuff and I live here in Dallas. I'm glad to have you on the show. Thank you. Got a lot of great stuff you said. I'm sorry I was late coming on the show, but I heard a lot from you. It's just good to say some of these stuff. You know, as Liberians, I agree with everything you said. I think small businesses should have definitely some type of incentive when it comes to everything. If the government officials, I'm sorry to say, I will go there, can have all the incentive for everything, why can't small business owner, especially Liberian business owner, have these opportunities as well? So as far as getting our stuff in time and not going through all the hoopy happy that everybody else go through just to be able to get your business. So the common people that are buying, the customer, your customer as a whole don't have to pay for all the extra costs that you are going to encounter. So I want to, this is a good topic. I think we should talk about it more, and it would help our community. So we are grateful for having you. My my question to you would be, I don't know. Is how well is your business being advertised here in the DFW? Because I ask people close to me. Again, I don't know a lot of people, but they always tell me they don't know anybody that shipping to Liberia. So how well is your business being advertised here to people, the local people in the DFW?
So again, I spoke about that earlier in the show. If you want to catch Liberian man, put it in writing. We do not like to read. Or
True.
if it was a gossip, if
Yeah.
somebody said that, oh, this man, his wife having problem in the home and it was on Facebook, they would find it. You would hear, and so things that is very helpful and useful to us, we do not. That's all. If you go to Roscoe General Merchandise or on my personal page, Roscoe, you wouldn't see anything but my business. If you go from Houston, the Liberian community in Houston, we're in there. We go to the yellow pages here, we are there. And I do this thing at least twice. My wife can get mad at me and be like, God, get the people a breeder. I say no. So we are on every platform that we have here from Houston to Oklahoma to we on all. But again, because it is not something that is speaking to tearing somebody down or a gossip, people would quickly pass that stuff because they want to look for that gossip. But we are aggressively, even in the women stuff that I think Shelby runs. We are there, but people, even from if you go to Hope International Church, you will see our flyer. We got it all out there. We are out there, but we get calls all the time from people. People recommending. But the goal here is I want people to be able to. My wife was just telling me. I know I keep saying my wife, but we want people to do. Like there was a lady who did when she got her July 26th cruise. She went on Facebook and did a live stuff and encouraging people to support us because all the information that I provided, when the container we're going to get there and everything, she got her stuff. People were happy, so we put it out there. It left all we can do. Put it out there. It left with the public to make use of it and digest it and use it accordingly. But that's all we can do. But we out there.
Yeah, let me answer that. Yes, so he share a lot. So there's some of his stuff, and Timothy in the community group, the LCA local WhatsApp group.
No,
He,
I'm not, Denby. You know, I told you I'm not in a lot of things here. So,
yeah, yeah. I used to be very, but he shares his stuff there, and then he posts it on Facebook, and I know in our group too, he posts his stuff there, and I kind of authorize it, even though it's for gender stuff, but that's small business, and that's what we all about. So I always approve it, and or the other members of the team approve it. But he's very reliable, and there are a lot of people I would say, let me just start in our local community, just because you and I are here. There's so many people in this community that ship. Ask me offline, online. You don't want to ship to everybody in this community. Too many stories. They're dishonest. I can name two, three of them. Dishonest, but it's not about them. It's about promoting your show today. Very, very dishonest. They take your stuff, they put it in the container. They find to take your stuff to Liberia, and I will tell you, after he had a break, uh, um, your teens will get them missing, and some of them got cheek for you. You know how we say in Liberia, they got cheek for you, and instead of apologizing, or they don't even communicate. And not only in Liberia, but I've heard stories across America, just in our settings. We are so bad with communicating. Just letting the people know, keeping them up there. So I like the idea of the West Hub, and he keeping your customers in touch. Because if you're dealing with somebody like me, I like to know every step of the way.
Yeah.
Where are we now? If you told me 2 weeks, I mean, say 8 weeks is gonna be there. Mentally, I'm anticipating 8 weeks. And if that doesn't happen, we understand everything is not constant. Then keep me in the loop. Oh, because of so and so, it's not gonna come in 2 weeks, so it's gonna come, 2, 3 weeks. So we can anticipate. People send their wedding stuff. We've heard a lot of stories where people send their wedding stuff. The things don't get to Liberia until after the wedding. All kinds of stories. So it's very important that we really, especially the shippers, they really communicated. I'm glad that you're heading that direction. That's very important. Building that trust, with us is very important. So I'll stop there. Kima, I try to share his stuff in it. Only for some reason I'm not having it sharing his Facebook page as well as his business
It's
page. But I
it's opening. I saw
oh, it's
it.
opening. Okay, good. But I wasn't sure. I have multiple
it's good that we will get this on live. This is a good information. I know to get live. This is not live on Facebook, but yes,
It is okay.
it is.
So I'll get, yeah, it should be on my page, and then it's on YouTube, and
Yes, I
then
understand on YouTube. Yes,
I'll put it. I will share it. I will replay it by midweek again, on another channel. Um, but please moderate so that you have my talk here. Kima, you got a
Yeah. So
question?
yeah. So question. I know for sure this government, the present government, been in power now for what, 8 months or so. So I would just like to hear and know what is it with the new manager and the port manager. How is it? How is it? The management style different from the past government. I don't know if you deal with. I don't know how long you've been in business and if you deal with the past governments that been like. But how is it different? Is it better or worse? I mean,
You
what
you
is
know
it?
it. We as shipper do not deal directly with these people,
Okay.
and for me personally, I know people in the government,
No,
and
I'm
if
not
you
talking.
ever
I'm sorry. My question is not with him personally, but if you
oh
are a
oh
director,
Clarence,
so
the
meaning
process.
the process
oh
now. I
oh the
said, can it
process.
better be on it because I think, well, from what I heard from my research, his background was he used to be a shipper as well. So I expect him to know personally what other people go through. If you've been there, you know what I mean. So I think he
Yeah.
should know what you guys are going through. So I expect some level. Something to be different versus somebody who just don't know anything, just got there. If okay, let me just give you an
Yeah.
example. If I'm a patient, like I always tell my patient, I'm a nurse, so I always tell my patient, I've been where you are, so I know how it feels. So that's what I mean. So it's
Okay.
simple. Duke been a shipper before in the past, and he knew all the hooping and hopping that he went through with the past and no port authorities. So I expect things to get better now that he's on the other side. That's my motive. So how is it?
Right, right. And
Thing or what is it?
Yeah.
let me make sure I got your name. I'm sorry, man.
Come on.
Came out Liberia. I have not dealt with him. We deal with a broker. Okay, you can have all your I's dotted, your T crossed, because they want the broker. Because we go with the broker. Before I left from July 26th, I sent the money they call the IPD. The IPD is the imported something where you send a list and they got to send that IPD, sign it to start the process. Some of these guys were intentionally delay the process because they were what they call D-hole, cover hole kind of stuff. And that's what I learned from my July 26th shipment. When I got there, and believe it, I sent that IPD money 3 weeks before I got there. And when I got there, he didn't even have it. I had to be on him. I had to be on him. I had to be on him.
Oh wow.
And he finally got the IPD. He got the IPD. He said, "Oh, the minister, Amin Moda, was not there." I don't even think it's the minister who signs that document because I showed it that other people who does it. So I said, "My member, Amin Moda is not here, but I know." Okay, he said, "No." 2 days later, he came over there. So the moral of the story here: getting container of Liberia out of the Freeport. I want to say a lot, but I'm not sure who are watching this stuff. And I'm doing ship. I don't want to get, I don't want to get deep like what I really want to get into. But the broker makes it so difficult.
I understand,
Some
man.
of
For all, my brother.
Yeah, and they are not honest, especially knowing that that container is coming from America. The mindset that if this man can ship a container, the man got small money. They will do everything they can to drain every last dime from out of you. And that's the sad part. You would think they will be encouraged to say, "Hey, this is my Liberian brother, and I'm going to do everything." No, no, no. Because if you look at the thing, they will tell you the officer question mark. If a truck, if you see, they will tell you the truck $400. I said, no, I'll get my own truck. He told me $400 for the truck. When I told him I'll get my own truck, how much I pay for the truck? $250. But they would jack everything up to make it a little difficult. And that's the problem. So sometimes even the managing director doesn't even know half of what's going on. Because clearing container doesn't, I think it's way below, they have either the deputy or the director or somebody, not even the managing director. Maybe they're putting all of these mechanisms in place to help make this easy. But because me and you are not allowed in the Freeport, we only go off of what the broker is telling us. That's the problem because we're not there. And that's one of the major problems we're having. So sometimes it's not even the managing director.
But, to piggyback again on what Kima said, for the managing director to have been into the shipping business himself, right? He have seen all the pros and all the cons. So even though some of these technical things may be below him, but he should be overseeing all of that, right? So if the deputy is who's responsible for some of those minor things, he needs to make sure that they're doing the right thing. I would think he'll be concerned on the whole process from start to finish since he was once a shipper himself. So that's what Kima was talking about. Like, has anything changed now since he's been there as to when
I
his
think the
government was
reason
there?
why,
So it sounds like nothing has changed. It's still the
no,
same.
and the reason why, now that you have even you clear that out, some of the reasons why he may not know, because if I call him, and I'm not calling him, I know many others, I'm not calling him to explain to him, this is the difficulties that I'm having. This is what the problem is, so he can help to fix it. I think that's what, and the fear of me, LeBron say, running your mouth could get me in problem because this is what I'm doing for business. So I think we also, as shipper, takes responsibility, should take responsibility because we are not faulting what these people are doing to us. So he may not know.
Exactly, and I think if you don't want to do it personally, you can have whistleblower do it. I'll do it for you.
Just don't mention the business
Then
name.
I'll do it for you
I
too.
will call. I can be a whistleblower. I don't share nothing.
No, but it's sad though. It's sad because we should not be afraid to express ourselves, especially us who used to being able here in the U.S. to be able to express
Yeah.
ourselves.
Exactly.
What's the ill, that can help to improve. But if you did that on that side, you become what? A target. And I don't want that. Show other people, my man Jeremiah Moya will do what they put it. That's the typical way of doing things in Liberia, which is wrong.
But
And
you don't think that's why we are where we are and we can move forward?
true, true.
because we keep
True.
doing, and this
Exactly.
is how it works, and this is how it
I
is.
mean, man want to talk all, but man can't talk all.
But again, gotta come a time where man gotta talk all we want the country to
Talk
move forward.
it,
And not
talk
only you,
it.
not only you, but I think it gotta come a time where men or women will have to be talking also we can move forward. We can't get stuck where we are.
Exactly, exactly. No, it's definitely
Yeah. So
true. I
basically,
mean,
that's what's going
we
on,
have to
man.
have accountability. We have to have transparency. So, I mean, until we're able to discuss these things freely, I don't think we'll really
Yeah.
get to the bottom or be able to find
And
solutions
Yeah.
to some of these
and
problems.
and let me just give you a lot of example with the team we want to move forward. So there was this unit that we had I used to work. It had a bad rep in the hospital. Period. So we had a new manager came. Do you know we turned that unit had turned a full sister? You know what she did? A lot of times, she will call nurses in the office. Not that she will not do, she will call nurses in the office. Ask them. Nobody want to talk because they feel that they don't want to snitch. That the warrior snitch. So you know what she said? Doing something we didn't want to snitch. She gets in at 6 o'clock in the morning in her scrub, the same scrub we're wearing. She not know high heel, and go around and answer light and talk to her patient one on one. And she started finding out what was going on. So I said, we
Yeah.
want to ourselves find out for ourselves. So maybe that's what some of these managers need to do sometimes. I'm sorry. Sometimes they'll have to get off the high horse and put on the whatever they can put on. If you need to put whatever you can put on one day and just be doing it. Even if it's will be to work at 9 o'clock, get that at 7 o'clock in the morning. At least 2 hours to pass them and see why some of these things go on. They talk to customers and see what they're going through. Sometimes you
Yeah.
can try. I would do that twice a month or once a month at
Yeah,
least or quarterly. You don't have to do that all day, but you just can't, as a go leaders, you just can't sit behind the desk. I'm sorry. You have to talk to these customers every night
True.
to find out what's
True.
going on down there. If you want to move forward, that's just my thing. Whoever watching this show, management, I'm not a manager, but I'm pretty sure it works. I see it works.
I mean, the truth is, we got to talk about it, but we're
Yeah.
not free to talk about these things, especially, we who hear, because that whole stigma that blah, blah, blah. They would put that stigma on you that, when they come from America and they won't come in, that whole thing. And sometimes, me personally, I do not disrespect in any way what they have in place. But this is how I remind. I'm like, when I was growing up, I know the government would send people to Israel, other countries, to learn certain things and come back to the country. So if you went back to the country and just respectfully say, why don't you try it this way? Because they are so fast to say, oh yeah, when they come from America, you don't want to have that stigma on you. Because once they put that thing on you, even us doing business, your business could become a red flag right away. And you don't want to do that. We should be able to speak our minds because we are only doing the right thing by trying, even though the risk is out of the roof, but we're still trying to empower other people. I got people that work for me who paying the children's school fees, who keep a roof over their head. They're not on the street begging. They may not be making that much, but they are able to sustain themselves. So if you have about 100 people like me doing that, because there's a lot of Liberians. You right? Okay. Oh my gosh. You what? Like a lot of Liberians you talk to do not want to do business in Liberia. Some of them doesn't even want to hear about Liberia. And these are some of the reasons as to why they do not, because
that's true.
you could become public enemy number one red flag. I know my sister on this phone tell me, I know during the past time when she was hitting people really hard and people started saying stuff. And she became enemy number one. And you do not want, if you are going to
I'm sorry.
Liberia as many times as
Um,
I do, I go to Liberia at least 4 or 5 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no way I want to be put in that bracket. No way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you just brush your butt, take your losses, and you go. And is it okay? No, it's bad. It's rubbish.
And
But
I
okay.
mean, and as a business owner, I really get what you're saying, but I know not just you. And I just saying that in general to other business owners because I'm pretty sure you are not the only one that have this concern or saying that. I heard it like them. You said we hear it all across the board, but again, most of the time, if you're keeping quiet and they exploring you over and at the airport, they charging you $300, $400, $1,000 for a $200 thing. But at the end of the day, yes, it's frustrating you. Yes, you are the business owner. You frustrated, but at the end of the day, you know who really feeling it to me? It's the poor people, the person
Yeah,
that's gonna go buy that part. Because trust me, if you spend $1,000 to get your shipment, you're gonna find a way to get that $1,000
yeah, yeah,
and the profit
yeah.
and the profit. So guess who's feeling it? That thing you initially
That's
planned
a
to
good
sell it
point.
for like
That's a
$20.
really good
Now
point.
you gotta add another extra to it. Now it's gonna be $25 like you said. Then
True.
who paying that extra $5 that and then they could have saved and buy chicken feed with it? The poor mama Mary, my auntie Esther that were in Banga. That's what's going on. So
Yeah,
it's the poor people at the end of the day that are gonna feel it.
that's true.
So that's
Good
why we
point.
keep saying it.
But I would encourage Delby and you, the panel. I mean, the host, all of you guys. You guys are big. I mean, that's something you need to continue to hopefully talk about. Now, hopefully, other platforms will see the need to talk about it to help
Mhm.
reduce that. But again, as a business owner, yeah, we can, like you said, whistleblower. We could do that. But I mean, the high possibility of you being enemy number one is right there. They will put you right on that list, and you will have to live with that. So, and
Mhm.
that's why it's so difficult to really talk about what it is.
No, I get it. But bro, it's just
Okay. Thank you
a
so much.
unique.
Yeah.
It definitely is. But I wanted to piggyback a little bit on the business you have back home. So a lot of people who want to open businesses back home, we always hear the challenges of working with people on the ground. How has that been for I think you have 3 or 4 employees. How has it
Yeah.
been on managing them or working with them on the ground in the store?
So as I prep for this, as we're driving from Houston and Austin, my wife asked me that very question. she, she said, "It may ask you that question," and here it is that you're asking. It's a challenge. I cannot emphasize anything you do in Liberia is a challenge. As long as you live in these United States of America and try to do stuff there, if this airport is $5, it's gonna go up right away. But on the back side of this camera, that's my office. My office, and that's my desk, my work because I work from home, my business computer, everything right there. We have a system set up, and it's just that simple. Windows 360, Office 360, and it's logged onto my account. So every item is a painstaking
Mhm.
process, but for your own investment and for your own uh, to make sure things doesn't fall through the cracks. You have to take inventory of every item, everything, and everything
Mm.
you put in the system here because your system here is tied to the system in the office or in your store. So you got 10 candy in your
Mhm.
system here, right? Every single day they send me a daily report.
Mhm.
That report tells me, oh, July, I mean, September 22nd,
Okay.
2022, we sold 5 candies at the rate of 10 cents. So left for me to itemize that 5 candy. I know in my system I had 10. You sold 5. I got 5 left. And the 5 left, I know is 10 cents a candy. So I know I got 50 cents. Will things still fall through the cracks? Yes. Even one of the girl, because we have, sunglasses and stuff like that, we went on her Facebook page. And she took picture and posted it on Facebook, telling us. And we went on, social media. Went there,
Uh-huh.
and I called her real quick. And she said, "Oh, I paid for it." I said, "No, no, no, no. I didn't see it on your report." But then
Mhm.
she came back and said, "Oh, I just wore that thing to take the picture."
So sample.
Unacceptable. Exactly. Unacceptable.
Yeah.
I do not,
To
in my full,
advertise, she
I
advertising for
do,
you.
yeah, I do not I let her know today. I'm like, keep in mind, there's 500 more people at the back of you waiting to take your spot right now. Believe
Right.
it or not.
Right.
I do not compromise when I'm talking business with them. No joke about it. My wife second get, hey man, straighten your face a little bit. Because you have to be stern. Because why I know the painstaking process I'm going through to make this happen. So if you report the other day, they made we also sell
Yeah.
beer and stuff there. They made a report. They sold the local drinks. It was $6,800 Liberian dollars. But then on the report, they said $330. So I read it where I thought I'm like, okay. Oh no, 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 we made a mistake. So you have to be very, very careful and go through these things carefully to make sure you're cracking down
Hands
on
on.
all of these meta mistakes. But this is another thing I do. Whenever I'm shipping or I'm going, I try to empower them. Is there anything I can help to bring for your children for school? Oh, there's shoes. How much for a pair of children's shoes here? I carry it. Do you need to all over? My wife almost changed her whole wardrobe because,
Yeah.
and encourage them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I do. I talk to them sometimes when we're not talking business. They'll say, "Oh, Uncle, I want to see America, man. Put it on video. I'll put it on video. Be driving around. Oh, oh." I do these things. It's not because I have nothing to do, but there's a way to, just let them know we in this together. I made them to understand. Hey, this is your shop. This is yours. Even while I'm here, I'm only taking my inventory and watching things and seeing stuff, but don't come to me unless you really have to. You empower them because letting them know that I don't go there and say this is mine. But I know by your shop, know unless I see things because I'm observing people buying stuff like when we offload the goods and stuff like that. People come right away. No, 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 no. I need to take inventory. I need you to have your record. I got mine. If you don't account for yours, at the end of the day, who am I going to hold accountable? You. Okay? So you have to be stern because we working our
Exactly.
butts out here to make these things happen. But I let them take ownership. This is your place. Oh, boss lady, and the
Exactly.
lady who's there, she's paying the other people. So the payment don't come from us. So I'm like, oh, you pay your people today? Yeah, I pay my people.
Oh, okay.
So I'm giving her that sense of responsibility. But guess what? She still report to me
I like
what
that.
was paid and all of that. So there's many ways, there's so many ways to kill the snake. You can cut it in half, you can cut the head, but don't make them to feel. I don't make them to feel because I'm in America. And no, I don't do that. I go there, we lecture. When it's time to lecture, when it's business, I went there in
That's
July. I was there, and I took a portable stove from here. Oh boy, did I do bad? Why did I do that? The girl was frying plantain in the stove, and I was sitting outside talking to some customer. She left the stuff on the stove and went to the store, a different store to buy something, and the
ew.
stuff started burning.
Ooh.
So did I do bad by bringing a portable stove? Because when I'm there, I spend all my time at my place. I try to make my own stuff. I do my air fry, and I'm like, never, no more, never again, Don't ever, 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 ever do it. She called my wife. Oh, my uncle, because I
Oh,
want you to
you
know.
got air fryer all there?
Yeah, we got air fryer off for sale, but I got my air fryer so when I go and eat a lot of seafood, like my fish, you buy a fish seasoning, you throw it right in the thing. I spend my time at my shop.
That's nice.
That's my family investment. Because if I'm there and I say, "Oh, yeah, do that one, yeah, do that one," I'm not setting an example to let you know because I get in my hands dirty. I'm painting, I'm cleaning this. Oh, but why is this place looking like this? Oh my God. This place is attached to me and my family. If somebody comes here, tell me goes to the Liberia, you go to Liberia and go see me talking about this place, and you see it looking like, how would you feel? What would you think? Oh, this man sitting in all the mouth and so I'm very, very particular about this place. The air conditioning in the place, you say, oh, it can be 80 degrees, of course. They say stay cool. I need you to run the air conditioner. Why? The certain products I have here have to have a certain temperature,
Mm-hmm.
dressed properly, so you are able to run the air conditioner. So just be straight up with them. Don't be too buzzy. Empower them and let them know you care about them. Encourage their opinion. Let us know. They will call me, oh, Uncle Hati, will you open your spot to sell Liberian goose? We're still going back and forth with our Liberian goose because I don't want red oil. I don't want, so I try to control, but I listen. Okay, we will talk about it. We'll work. Empower them, encourage them. Let them, let their opinion or suggest, whatever they suggest, don't just trash it. Make them to understand you all are part of what's going on. So that's what we have been doing. It has been working. I do yell at her sometimes when they had that little riot at CDC headquarters. I needed to know if we needed to close the business. I couldn't get her. Boy, oh boy, I chewed her. I won't say the word. I do not play with that because I want them to know business is business. Each of them got their own phones that I bought. When I call you on video, you go to the store. We have the computer because we got the internet there to be able to run the computer. So when you do stuff here, I'm able to see it. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put cameras in the store. We're growing. We want to see what's going on. So I mean, but will
Okay.
things still fall through the cracks? Yes.
Yeah.
But if you can minimize it as much as you possibly can, you
Yes.
will do well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow. That is really good to hear how you empower them and how you have things set up in place to try to prevent some of these things from
Yeah.
happening. I hope my aunt is watching because she has a business in Liberia. She has a store similar to what you're doing, but it's not 100% American things. And she was telling me how you can be right there because she will go and be in Liberia for a few months and then she'll come back. But she has to lock her store when she's coming back because she
Oh
says she
wow.
can't find
Oh
anybody that
wow.
she can trust to keep it open.
It is
But she was
true. It's
she
true.
was
If I
saying that
ain't
when you're there, you can be
Mhm.
right there selling, and the people will still be stealing right in front of you while you're right there. I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
So the
again,
stealing thing is a
I,
problem.
I wouldn't like my store. The girl
Yeah.
that I started this thing with, I went to Liberia a couple of times. My wife and I went to Liberia. Every time I go to Liberia, I buy fruits. She used to sell at a blocks away from where we found the store. And every time she sells fruits, fruits, would last maybe for a couple of days. But every
Mm-hmm.
time I went back to Liberia, her business kept growing. I mean, what we refer to, I'm sorry, but it's somebody you refer to as Dusty Hill. And sometimes you write her name as big as, she doesn't even know. I didn't want somebody who after they close the shop, they want to go to the calabash and be, or on Facebook. I didn't want all that because who money would he spending at calabash? My
Mm-hmm.
money, right? And she said to me one time, she said to us, my wife and I, she said, please, she said, if there's anything that I did wrong, please don't talk to anybody, talk to me. She opened up. And if I show you the girl picture from when we met her to what she looks like today, people call us to tell us thank you. But is she perfect? No. No, not at all. But I can also
Wow.
report that her life has changed. That girl looks like you, she said, Uncle, why when you call me, you can't speak Siri. I want, but there's honest people in Liberia, but we got to find them. Okay, if you go into the calabash to maybe find, let me not even go that far, but just honest people in Liberia. When I started looking for a guy, I made a public service announcement on Facebook, and my requirement was you got to be from church. You got to give me 5 church members. I needed police clearance. I needed, all of these things to find somebody. And there was a guy who came from the University of Liberia. When he got there, I interviewed him. I was there in May. He said, okay, boss man, but when you get back, I'll call you. When I got there, he really wanted a job. But because of his Christian faith, because we sell liquor, he
Mm-hmm.
couldn't do the job. And this guy, I really wanted this guy. I really
Oh, okay.
wanted him. But I couldn't do it. I mean, he couldn't help. I was very broken when he told me that. So there's people in Liberia, we just got to trust them. And yeah, but her locking her stuff because some of these things does expire. And I don't know how she's doing it, but
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and none of the people in our shop are family members. I must add, none
Yeah,
of
it's
them
important.
are family members. She's understand. Even my mother
Oh, that's good. That's good.
would not go to the shop and say, "Oh, to my son, no, 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 ain't gonna happen." Because if you did that, you in problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you open that door and say, "Oh, that my
Wow.
son
Okay.
plays here, or my brother plays here," and
Right.
you will break down in a minute. Don't do that. I don't do that. No.
Yeah, that's a good one. Take family away.
Yeah. I'm
Okay,
not
that's
being
good.
mean. The
Actually,
thing is, I
my
want to
question I
succeed.
wanted to ask you. My question. Okay. So my question I wanted to ask you was, I know you brought up that you're getting ready to put in security cameras, and but I wanted to know about when LEC is on and when LEC go, how does that work for the store? I'm guessing you have a
Okay, but
backup
yeah,
generator,
of course, you're talking to
but how is,
Roscoe General Merchandise. I mean, we also know that Liberia
you know,
electricity is
the
not stable.
internet
So,
situation and the whole LEC situation?
so we do have a orange modem that
Mm-hmm.
they got the monthly package that you can use, and that package and that stuff is exclusively for the shop. You are not taking it home. When you leave it home, you turn it off. When you come back, you turn it back on. And of course, LEC is not stable. We know that, but we
Mm-hmm.
do have backup generator as well. Yes.
That's good. We
Yeah.
lost her. She's not there. I think she having some uh issues there, but oh, she's back.
Tell me one last you went to Liberia. When last
Oh
you
no,
when?
don't get me started. Trouble watching me outside. So I haven't been in Liberia for so long.
Oh,
So
wow.
I went to Liberia once. After I've been here so long, I've been there once. I think it was 2015. And I was
Wow.
there for only a week after being here so long. And I went there just, because
For
of
a
my,
week.
yeah, I
Wow.
went there for a week. And I haven't been since. And, and you struck a very important point when you said that, because you know me, I was pounding week over people. So I used to be very insecure that, okay,
Yeah.
because there are stories where, we loud mouth tuggers on Facebook, they start to, profile you or follow you from the airport and all of that. I didn't feel secure, and I normally do not put myself
Wow.
in harm's way, and so I stay away. I just stay away. I may go next year. I am considering for so many things. The nonprofit. I have a family member who's turning, I think, 75 or something, and he's close to me and want to celebrate him, and also just to assess the environment, given
Yeah.
this whole change and um just to go there. But no, it's never been a big rush, just because of so many things. But of course, we get the daily feeds of what go on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But it's on my radar for next year.
Okay.
uh
Well, me, I encourage a lot of people, all of us. Yeah, we have our political differences. We agree. Liberians should come together now to be able to disagree, to agree for the common good of the country. We live in
mhm.
America. We see
Yeah.
every day where Donald Trump is calling people, we eating cats and dogs and blah, blah, blah. And they'll still, at the end of the day, they are going to elect somebody to run this country. When this
Mm,
election is all said and done, they're
Mm-hmm.
going to come together for the common good of the country. Liberians, we need to learn these things. Liberians back home need to accept us. And one of the things that they do, calling us names, Decemberies and stuff.
mm.
Do you know? Let me step aside, and not only that I'm a businessman, don't take my word for it. The GDP, Liberia, I don't know how many the GDP of Liberia. The Liberians outside of Liberia account for the last time I checked, over 35%.
Mhm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we are playing a significant role in Liberia. We need to be heard. Again, look it up. We are accounting for over 35%. Do you know how much millions dollars we sent to Liberia, we outside of the country?
Right,
You
right,
never
right.
thought about that.
It's a
Liberians
lot.
back home haven't
It's a
talked
lot.
about. If Liberians outside Liberia say, you know what, every single one of us for a year or for 2 months will cease sending US dollars to Liberia, our economy would crumble. Because all the little US that is there, the other foreign nationals are taking it out.
Right.
Okay. And there's certain business. I pay my people in US dollars. And let me say that. There's people who pay, we change the money and pay the people in Liberian dollars. I'm not even sure if the labor union in Liberia, do they have labor union?
Now you know.
Yeah.
You a
I'm
bit
not
They
even
do.
closer to
sure.
that information than us.
You know, they're paying majority of the people. They would change that money and give them Liberian dollars, even though they are making US dollars. You know, so there's a lot that goes into the economy and stuff that goes on in Liberia. And again, people, if you're in Liberia, I'm not saying I'm not trashing, I'm not trying to put the country down. What I'm speaking truth. I'm speaking because I want to see this country move forward. Last May, when I went to clear my July 26th shipment, I flew to Nigeria. No. The July 26th shipment actually was it May? Yeah, no. July 26th shipment. I went to Nigeria. I was in Abuja for 4 days. It was my first time. I went for a program before flying into Liberia. My mouth dropped. Even the Airbnb that we stayed in, I stayed for some reason for a minute. Other than seeing a lot of black people, I felt I was still in the U.S. I
I
went.
heard.
I spent time in Accra. I'm able to arrange Uber from with my U.S. information to pick me
Yeah,
up from
I
the
heard.
airport to take me to my hotel in Accra. I can eat
Wow.
McDonald's, Domino Pizza. Liberia is
Yeah.
we are behind. And again, I do not want people to think that we are putting this. I'm saying this, and what bothers me, our government officials travel to these places. They see these things.
Exactly.
They go
Yeah.
home and close their eyes and okay to settle for less. We Liberians, we deserve more. We deserve better. Is Accra perfect? No, not by no stretch of imagination. I have been asked for tip at the airport at Kotoka Airport. But I
Oh
mean, you
wow.
can see the difference between when you get to that airport. I don't have to be, oh my God, you get it, oh my God, you don't hear that. You go through custom. You go grab it. Again, do they proper breaking? Some people got experience that stuff got missing. Maybe yes, but there's some level of structure at these airports, at these different countries that we don't have in Liberia.
Mm.
But when you talk about it, that way, my man, I won't get do it, that will get. We need to stop.
Yeah, and I can't stand that. It's so annoying. And you know, on that same line, you when you talk about how Liberians deserve better and they deserve more, I don't know if the problem is some of the people in the diaspora who are going back home as well. Because, like you said, when you know better, you're supposed to do better, right? And they get
Yeah,
back home and they turn a blind eye to a lot of the things. But the one thing that can irritate me the most, this whole notion of, oh, well, it's just Liberia. So they don't have that. So let's just do it like this. So I love the way you're saying that your products in your store is not even from China, you know, because you could go that route and make it cheaper. But it's from like I'm from America, so it's like better quality, the standard of quality. But some people just go back home and just do subpar thing, and they're thinking, oh well, it's better than what they had before. And my thing is, if I'm not going to do it correctly, the way we know that we're used to doing it here in America, why do it at all? Why just go and put any kind of thing down? Even with building, some of the buildings I see in Liberia, I'm like, really? You know, you would not build that kind of thing here. Why would you go and build it there just because it's Liberia?
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
It's just an awesome thinking. And then another thing, I heard people, the Decemberites who will go to Liberia, you don't get away with half of those things here in America. Why are you going back home doing that? Drinking while you're driving, not wearing a seatbelt, all the things you don't do here, you want to do it there just because, there's no real laws in place. And I think some of the problem is the diasporans that are here when they go back.
They become laws.
How can we teach
and
that they're
again,
valuable if we don't put value in them? Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad you brought that up because that affects all of us who leaves here and go to Liberia, because they'll say when they come from America, you don't need to do all of that. You don't need to if the laws and rules they have in Liberia, follow it. Okay, because when we leave, we have to be an example. We don't do these things here. We go through the airport. I'll stand in line and have my passport stamped. Okay, simply do it. Because let your action speak for you. Let what people believe and think about you reflect something totally different. Okay, these people know they're not the same. There's people who go there and misbehave. It's true. I've seen it. I've seen people who talk to the police officers like they're nothing. I have seen it. I've seen people who will not stop when police stop them. I've seen it. But
wow.
Charity begins at home. Okay, so we have to make a meaningful contribution to Liberia, our fellow Liberians. We also, I call on Liberians, stop calling us Decemberians or like we are not the same.
Yeah.
Or again, you should see some of our pictures. When I'm in Liberia, I wear my shorts. It's so hot in Liberia, I can only wear my white t-shirts. I wear my sandals. I'm out and about, unless I'm going to church or I'm going to a function. We are Liberians. Coming to America is a blessing. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's me today. I got a brother in Liberia, a brother who did the DV. He didn't make it. He went to get a visa. He didn't make it. But my message to him was, make the best of your surrounding. Where you at? Where you from? Think about us who came to a strange land. Do they have opportunities here? Yes. Not everybody came to America and knew they were going to make it right off the bat. People struggle.
Yeah.
People went through hell. There's people who still sleeping on people's couch.
Right.
There's people who still, at this age, they're still roommates. It's not because they cannot afford it. It's people who still do not have proper documents to be able to work. So for people who are able to go back, spread the truth message, the truth. Let people know that even here in the U.S., some of us, we're showing things on Facebook. We do not even sleep in our house for days. Just to be able to go back to Liberia to show off, that's nonsense. But for Liberians like me, who will go back to Liberia and make meaningful contribution to Liberia, I applaud you. But for you that go with work as hard, get your tax money that you could build a house or empower somebody. If you just went back and be drinking in the street, shame on you. If you do not want to speak to me after this, that's fine. But this is the time. This is the fierce urgency of now. Most of the Lebanese people making the money, they're banking it, taking it back to their homes. Some of them are billing, yes. Some of them are paying cheap labor. But because why? We are reclined. My man, I can't do that. I didn't do it. And this, it's not going to cut it. I'm not making thousands of dollars in Liberia.
It's not.
I'm still trying to make things. I get very passionate about it because I've heard one of my brothers owns a drugstore in Liberia. I got another brother who got one of the best mechanic shop in Liberia, in Congo Town. And he competes with the Lebanese. Farou's Auto.
I heard about it.
It's right across from Spoon Satcom in Congo Town. He owns one of the biggest Liberian-owned mechanic shop with top-notch equipment. So I'm a Russell. Yeah, Roscoe, we are trying. We are not perfect people. We want people to follow suit. Come, do what you can do in Liberia. Don't just be all talk. Don't go to Liberia and just put your white towel and, hey man, it's you here. No,
Mm.
no. I mean, yeah, man will be man. Donald Trump said locker room talk and all of that. But Liberia is, but then you go to Ghana, most of them will give Ghana. Oh my God, yeah. The Accra Mall. Really? Do you think it happened overnight? No, it did not. I was in Accra. Many businesses I
I
saw
know.
in Accra was owned by Ghanaians.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of what we own in Liberia,
Yeah.
drinking spot, cool shop, little restaurant and stuff. But how many Liberians? Yeah, we're doing guest houses now. Great, baby steps, but we need to do more.
Yeah, that is good.
That's just my simple message to
That's
all of
something.
you.
Yeah,
And
Liberia is
and
like a virgin
yeah,
country. We need
it
everything.
is.
So
It
anybody that
is.
has an idea, they can easily go back and implement it. Like you
Yeah.
said, there'll be
We need
challenges with
fresh,
running a business.
innovative ideas. Fresh, innovative ideas. We need it. I mean, I know a good friend who just went to Liberia and just opened the Uber kind of thing. You can, I don't know if you've seen
Oh
that too. So
yeah.
he's from here too. And he
Mm-hmm.
went back and he did that. So people trying. But again, from what I said from the very beginning of this conversation is the government needs to do better. The
Yeah.
government needs to encourage us. The government needs to empower us. Yes, we come in with our own lake cash we work here for, but help lift us a little bit. Have
Mm-hmm.
some kind of incentive to help us grow. Because if like you said, the lady said before she left, everything, if I bought this thing $2 and to ship it cost me $10 to clear it from the port and all of the different costs that goes in it, who suffer? The common person.
Trickle down.
Trickle down effect.
Yeah.
So, and this is why it's so important for the government of Liberia to have some incentive, not just for small business owners in America, for small business owner in Liberia, for small business owners in Europe or wherever you may find yourself. But we need that. We need you when we get to the free port to to clear our goods and stuff like that. If the Lebanese man is paying $10,000, let us pay $8,000.
Mm-hmm.
Let us pay that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you did that, whatever that goose I have in there, I'm not going to sell it the same price. Believe it or not, I have Lebanese men who came to my store and wanted me to sell them Jeffy. They call Muffin, the Jeffy thing.
Mm-hmm. Jeffrey.
Yes. He wanted me to clear everything from my shop. I told him no.
Because you're going to sell it for 3 times the price.
Exactly. So if they buy it because they want these products from here,
Mm-hmm.
there's people, and believe it or not, a lot of Liberians who goes to Liberia, the water, and again, you are limited to the amount of the quantity of water you can ship to Liberia. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
Liberia,
yeah. I
listen to this.
found that out during this election time.
Okay, listen to this too. The stable food. Liberians do not have the right, the sole right to import rice. I think either the Indians or the Lebanese. How can you do that? This is our food.
Yeah.
So even me shipping rice, I sold a few bags of rice unless people put an order for it. There's certain quantity I can ship. Empower me. Let me be able to ship a lot more. Because why? If you fall short from the Lebanese man who bringing it, you got other Liberians who got it. But if you just put us in a box where we are limited in our own economy, shame.
Awesome. Wow.
That's
This
true.
is good. No, the government really need to enable business owners, even the nonprofit that we do. I mean, it's just been a challenge, getting things done over there. Just navigating to government agencies. Just being a challenge. But we try to do all these things just for free. We get into schools. Empowering the people about what are drugs or whatever it is, but just navigating those things, getting permit, doing this, doing that, and you said it's small money here, there. it just becomes frustrating. I've heard stories where people
Yeah.
even have to ship their containers for nonprofit stuff, and people want to, eat the apple. Or we
Of
say,
course.
come on, man, like who getting money? We're just doing this, to give back. We know the country needs all of us,
Yeah.
and I have a friend who even started this movement because of the same frustration like this, and started this movement that they call We Too Are Liberians, because he's frustrated. He was like, these people need to be accepted to us. We really want to come and help and build this country.
Yeah.
They treat
Yeah.
us like we're stepchildren, and
Yeah.
they're the real children, and stuff like that. Just like we need to do away with it, because they can't build Liberia all by themselves. They need
Yeah.
us. And so there has to be that
No.
healthy
And it's our
collaboration.
birthright. It's our
Yeah.
birthright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah. But pick it back to you. Christmas around the corner. And so I have a few questions about Christmas. Um, and even though I've seen the poster, but I want you to tell the listening audience, when are you shipping for Christmas, or when are you picking up for shipment? And then I'm one person that's very big on Christmas decorations. I must have all my Christmas lights, my
Hmm.
decor, and stuff like that. So, do you have Christmas decorations in the store? At 3 in 1, because we're running out of time here. Then
Yeah.
come to rice. Rice is a big deal. I need to have my Christmas jollof rice. So if I'm here and I want my people to have a jollof rice over there, can I just pay for the rice so they can get a jollof rice? But I grew up with a Christmas jollof rice. I must have my jollof rice. So 3 in 1. I can.
So let me tackle the rice. The rice, I do not ship a large consignment of rice. Why? Even here in the U.S., the price of the rice is so high.
Mhm.
If you remember, I remember because I've been here very long. A box of rice back in the days used to be $6. It went to $9. Right now, the 50-pound
Yes.
box of rice
Ah.
at Restaurant Depot, I think it's
Mhm.
$35.
Mhm.
So if you factor that in,
Mm-hmm.
if you factor in the shipping and clearing of it, how much will I sell it for? So that's one of the reasons.
True.
Okay. But you spoke about eh, one of the things that we do. Christmas is very big. We do have Christmas light. We have Christmas tree that's going on the shipment. And I have not mentioned that if you ever went on Roscoe General Merchandise and anything you see on there and you want your family, we got from virgin olive oil to cook to avocado oil to popcorn for your to I mean anything you see on there you want your family to have it, you can pay here. I will give you a code. You will go to the store because my attendant will have that same code and the person will be able to pick it up. So yes, we can do
Oh,
that.
that's nice.
But yeah, we do have Christmas decoration. We have, oh my gosh, we have a lot of Christmas goodies going from candies to mac and cheese to uh we got a lot for, and I will be there to clear that container. That will be I will go live when we get there. And yeah, we have a lot. We have a whole bunch of stuff that from Listerine to toothpaste to we got it. So if I'm telling you that I have air fryer and lights and rice cooker, think about what else we may have. We got quite a we are stacked. And we got your original day quill, your night quill, your Tylenol, your ibuprofen, your Pepto Bismol. We got it. We got Motrin. We got your sunglasses. We got those. We got man, we got a
All
handful
the
of things,
seasoning
man.
to season the
Oh
Christmas food.
yes, yeah, I must add your Knorr. We got it, and and somebody the Knorr. Somebody I sell mine. We sell I think $12 for the big one, right? The Knorr here. Liberian people, if you're in Liberia, listen. Everything you buy in these United States of America, we pay tax.
Mm-hmm.
If you find
Yeah.
something, many of you can go on the website on Costco or stuff, and you see the thing for $7. Please add tax because we pay tax. It's not just that $7. So if it's $7, me as a businessman, I factor in the tax. I factor in the fact that I have a storefront. I factor in that I pay staff and I have to pay rent at that place. So if I bought something $7 and if I'm selling it $12, am I a bad person? If you want me to stay in business by giving you original stuff, support me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the same law
Exactly.
that I eat. It's the same law that Telvi eat. There's the same law that all of us on this platform eat. And that's the same thing we're bringing to you. So we have all of those things. If you go to a Stop and Shop supermarket in Liberia, don't take my word for it. Do your research. And everything that I have on my shelf. Remember, people tell me, oh, but man, if you know, buy it in the street, you put it, get it $10 here, you're selling it $12. If you go to Stop and Shop and some other stores, say the seasoning that I got for $12, they got it for $15. My Hennessy or my original Grey Goose or Syrah, the 1% refined liter that I buy here, the stacks and everything about $60 that I sell it $85 and you still complaining, shame on you. Because if you go to the store, which of course is not the same quality, the 1.75 Grey Goose, they got it for $110. The Jack Daniel honey that it
Wow.
does stay on my shelf, or my Grand Royal Peach that I sell for $85 and stuff, they got it for $100. And I guarantee, and I can bet you, if you go to a store, I say people on the street, if you go to a store, let me say it here, I will price match it. Don't lie, let's be honest. If you went to any one of those supermarkets, I'll be in Liberia in December. If you bring from a supermarket with the same price, I will match the same price and give it you for the same price. But I can almost guarantee you that most of what we have on our shelf.
Oh, that's nice.
Another thing I didn't even mention for classical, hey man, I finished boxing most of my things, man. For women's shoes. No, I got a pair right now for you. Hold on one second. Let me show you.
We're waiting.
She said we're waiting. Well, some of the things aren't even boxed yet. Okay. Let's see here. For the quality of tea.
You know, I think a lot of those names are just replicated names. That's why I was wondering who owns it.
Yeah, and if I may. So for women's sandals, there was a lady I was in Liberia. The lady the guy came to buy a pair of Johnson Murphy. One pair, I'm not gonna call my shoe price in the shoes that I wear. But if anybody watching, Johnson Murphy is not a cheap brand, shoes brand. I had a pair of Johnson Murphy. The guy came and I had it for what, $45? If I were him, I was gonna lead again. The guy told me not to buy it, you go water side to buy it. I was gonna let that guy go. She's cheap. So I'm bringing sandals. We got lots of men's shoes and women's shoes. I didn't even mention that. We got a whole lot coming for Christmas shipment.
Yes.
A lot. So if you're looking for men's shoes, if you went to the store, if it's not there, guess who can order it for you? Me. Call us. Roscoe General Merchandise on Facebook. Inbox us. Now, I know you got Lipton tea. Some of you complain that the same tea I can drink it. I got different flavors.
The green tea, I love green tea.
Different flavors of green tea. I'm
And
bringing
Pico
those.
is a good brand.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying, Toby. So for some of you who drinking your coffee and you're drinking coffee, I'm bringing the vanilla, no sugar, but just the flavor. Original stuff that I'm bringing into you. Okay? So I'm not just bringing just anything. Let me grab a couple more things here, if you may. Because I don't even, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to grab here. Let me just grab a few more quality stuff that we have here. Let me oh my gosh. Oh, let me like I said, I'm in my office here. So now
I heard they like apple cider vinegar. You have apple cider vinegar?
Yes. So if the two of you, isn't that the same soap you can use here?
Oh, I think so. We get used on yeah, okay, sure.
So if I bring in, then you questioning
Have it right now.
this is the same soap. If I'm running my dishwasher because of the electric bill, my second wash my dish, everything I can use that. That I bring into that song here. Then we're talking about lotion. I'm not just talking about just these women on the platform are sure they can use it or may have used it at some point.
Good for dry skin.
Yeah.
I love it, baby.
That's the quality of stuff I'm bringing. And we got what children, some of the children are mad nourished in Liberia. Roscoe General Merchandise. We got the children gummy vitamins. Original. Okay?
Oh, that's amazing.
People talk about candles. I got different scented candles. Don't tell me, say, I'm going to sell it for $2. I'll be mad at you. I'm bringing you quality stuff. Okay? And that's why you need to support Roscoe General Merchandise for us to continue to bring quality product. We spoke about CeraVe. This, man, no, Sylvia, thank you for having me. Huh? So you need it. I'm not just giving you.
I love
Bono. Woo!
Okay,
I like those ones.
High quality, different brand, different. Man, these people here really want me to do something. If you look at it, Sylvia, thank you. So all your children, they candy, the lotion, the this, we got them. They have children, they candy for Christmas. These ones are even.
Wow.
Oh, you got electric toothbrush at all?
Christmas candy too.
You see it?
Oh wow.
We're not just shipping anything because somebody can think we're going to dollar store. That's not dollar store product in here.
No, it's not.
None of these things are dollar store. Hear me when I tell you. I got muff. That's why I'm talking like this. They are children that candy. We got plenty. PP bag, plenty. Okay. Get in here. So, I don't know how many people uses electric toothbrush, but look at the brand. It's Philips.
I do. Yeah. And that's Philips. That's a good brand.
Okay. That's Roscoe General Merchandise because what's good for me, good for you. That's the model that we follow here. So it's not just
I love that model. Wow.
Of lotion. I mean, from the toothpaste, we quality stuff. I'm not just picking stuff up from the ground or from the dollar store. I promise you, no. Because why? You see them up. I like to back it. And that's the same approach I put into my shipment. So I know even here in America, we suffer from roaches. So I am also bringing stuff to repel roaches.
Those work.
That's what we do. I mean, we also got from vitamin C to vitamin D to we got it. And every item.
Okay, let me ask one question.
Same thing. So,
do you sell soft drink?
You should be B complex. I've got a friend of mine be booking me for B complex.
Yes,
just
we got B complex.
Send her to your store and just pick up one.
Please, I think we got some there. No.
Okay.
What was your question, Mama?
Do you sell soft drink?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, because my son said that the soda back home tastes different from the soda here.
Another thing we'll be introducing to Liberia is sparkling water. You heard it here first on the December shipment. So we're giving people varieties of different items. So we do, it's not common on the market. It's because and maybe not a lot of people who knows about it. Everybody don't want to drink that water, but there's people who want the sparkling water, the bubbly one with the flavor. We're bringing in lime. We're even bringing Red Bull. As you can see my Red Bull from here, even though it's not I don't drink Red Bull, but hey, people wants it. We got it. I even bring in hot sauce. I bring in soya sauce.
Okay.
Man, hold on. Let me.
Oh, soya. Okay. But you're gonna have to come back down to advertise before all the Decemberies.
I would highly appreciate it, Mama. I will. And again, we just wanting people to know what we are doing. So even your copybook for your children. Yeah, copybook here. We got boxes. We got more than 300. So again, I show. Let me put my thing down before I fall down here, my people. We're running out of time.
Listerine.
Yeah. So don't you
Listerine.
guys y'all don't use the Listerine?
Oh, I do. I got one in my bathroom.
See what I'm saying? So what we
We're used to
use
it.
here, this is not dollar store thing here, my people. Please, yo, put respect to the Roscoe General Merchandise. So, how many stores in Liberia got this? Oh, the people. How many people know about this? But that's Roscoe General Merchandise. We want to change the narrative of
Oh, soy
the
sauce.
SEMO
Okay.
SEMO. We yes. So the same thing I use to season my chicken to give it that, aroma, a spicy, we're bringing it to y'all. What y'all want me to do again? What y'all want again, Gail? Tell me.
Tell me. You you remember I saw him? What can you tell me? I want saw you bring it us I saw. So I got one question and then Eugenia will take it away. So
Okay.
I mean we talk about the business, but I always like to ask work family life balance. What do you do to balance it all? You know.
Yeah. Again, I'll be quite honest with you. It has been a struggle. My wife is not really happy with my work ethics. I would admit. Um, I have worked sometimes too hard where I neglect, not in a bad way, like time we need to go out to
Mhm.
dinner or go on vacation. But I'm that kind of person. If I put my hand in something, I put my entire body into it because I want to succeed. It has been a struggle, and I would admit. Okay, we're working on it. Yesterday we left and we went to, and she complains when it's work. We drove to Houston. From Houston, we drove to um, Austin, and we got home just now. She helped put me another job, wear my t-shirt. She said, "No, put it on quick." But it's I'm falling short on that because of the business. But it's just my mind thinking that I'm trying to uh, put us in a position where we are able to, be self-sufficient.
Mhm.
As you can see, I got gray hair now, Telvi.
I
When
saw
I'm
that. I
not
was
able,
surprised.
yeah, when I'm not able to do what I'm doing now, I can look back and be able to pull from what I'm putting away now. Okay,
Mhm.
but I must admit, I know she's listening to me. It's not
Yes.
100%. I work because I work for United Health Group, one of the largest health insurance company.
Mhm.
I've worked for that company over 8 years.
Mhm.
I'm one of the sales analysts there,
Mhm.
and I love my job. Um, and then when I'm not doing that, I'm doing all of this,
Mhm.
to make us happy. Or I'm on the road and stuff. And she does complain. I mean, if you're listening, I'm gonna work on it. It's not coming from a bad place.
Mhm.
It's just the
Mhm.
whole, me just trying to make everything happen. Right. So that's a fair question.
Thank you. Thank you for being honest too.
Yeah. But again, this is another thing she enjoys about me because I do about 80% of the cooking in his home.
Oh.
And if you taste
Oh,
the cooking,
okay.
I think that my cooking downstairs, she's kind of stuck.
Hey, I saw you gardening too. One time you are gardening and show you your garden.
Oh yes, and yeah, I gotta harvest my green. And again, that's just me, Toby. I just cannot. I just got to have it, and I can't say that. Or happy feet, or however way you want. That's just me. In my backyard, I do not buy okra.
Hmm.
I got a stack of okra.
Oh
I gotta go
wow, that's
harvest my
nice.
okra because I was gone. Potato greens. I don't go to farmers market to buy. The only potato green I buy potato greens from the beginning of this the year. I mean the beginning of the spring, and I plant. I don't buy again. So I will put it on Facebook and ask people to come and get. It's that much. I got my bitter ball, my pepper, my kitili, my okra. I even got my cabbage and collard greens. I got it.
Hmm.
Wow, that's
So
nice.
that's just me. I bless God for these hands. Thank you, Papa. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's safe to say. I think it's safe to say I'm the full package. Let's just sum everything up that way.
Mhm.
But I'm going to work on
Okay.
trying to balance work and family. That's my shortcoming. So and I made it.
Do you guys go to Liberia together when you're looking after the business back home? Do you and your wife travel
Uh,
back together?
we're planning, well, I go, no, not quite often, no. And it's because of her work schedule that doesn't permit her to go. Because sometimes I go to Liberia for
Mm.
2 days.
Our wife
Last,
go. Wait, let me say
huh?
this. If she's listening, our wife,
Uh-huh.
please go. Start going to Liberia with your husband. Hey, some of us
Listen to
can
this.
tell you stories.
Listen to this. Let me say this, okay?
No, I'm
It's
just
safe to say
joking.
she got nothing really. I'm not perfect, but I also realize what I'm trying to do in Liberia, if I try to incorporate foolishness in it, I will
Right.
feel like that.
Hmm.
Do I
Mm-hmm.
have temptation there? Yes.
Exactly.
Do I fight to resist the temptation? Yes. Because at this point, at this age, there is nothing you can tell me when it comes to what's going on in Liberia and all of that. Name one that I would tell you I haven't done it.
Being there
I
don't lie.
have. I have. So at this point, I want to be able to set a family at the point where when I'm not able to do these things, they are okay. They wouldn't have to do GoFundMe to bury me. They wouldn't
Right.
have to, God forbid she won't have to do that. She knows that. So, um,
That's good.
she doesn't go all the time. I have encouraged her. I'm like, I want to have to clear the July 26th. No, 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 no. But I plan it. I really want us to go for the Christmas clearing. It's expensive,
Let her
but
call me. She
I
need to
really
start
want her
going
to
on.
go.
Mm.
Call to action. Our wife, you should not say you must start going. Y'all brought it to Komora.
The kind of thing those women back home working with. The kind of thing those women back home working with. Hey.
Mama, it's
Mm-mm.
called discipline. It's called self-discipline. And that's exactly what I'm exhibiting here.
Mm.
Discipline. You can take it to the
No,
bank. Let me
I
use
admire that.
Akara's grave.
That's amazing.
Let me use Akara's grave phrase or whatever. You can take it to the bank. She got
You know,
nothing to worry about.
But I like what you said, the work that you do in the business, once you make certain things in it, I mean, everything will come crumbling now. We know from scriptures, we know from big business owners
yes.
in America,
Yeah,
what brought them
yeah,
down?
yeah,
Women.
yeah,
Yep.
Woman
yeah, yeah.
business. Woman from the Bible to reality, big
Hmm.
businesses, what presidents, whatever. Woman. So
Yeah.
if you got one that's supportive of you and just your vision and everything.
Think about it. You got 4 or 5 gathering like bro,
Yep.
where go to the shop, let them give you this. Go to the shop, let them give you this. Go to the shop. What?
Mhm.
What's gonna
Mhm.
happen?
You
Yeah,
losing money. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's yeah.
One day I'll
Yeah.
tell my own testimony, but yeah, a lot of families who want to do business in Liberia, that's another aspect of it too, because you hear stories about how the men go back there to be back and forth, and then they start doing those things again. My own testimony, my book coming out soon.
Yeah, but does it
No, but
does it
I commend
happen?
you. That's amazing.
Yes.
That's really amazing.
Does
Hmm.
it happen? Yes, but you have to have that self-discipline, and you just got to have that mindset of what to come. And just think about it. Have I done these things? Yes. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I go to
Yeah.
Liberia for 1 week. I go to Liberia. I've gone to Liberia for 3 days. I've gone to Liberia for 4 days, and I'm out. But yeah, can these things still happen in that time period? Yes. But you got to have an agenda and a focus point. Just
Mm-hmm.
be able to fend
I
off
admire
the
that. That's
temptation.
amazing.
Yeah,
Right, right. But anyway,
yeah.
Very, very good.
um, Eugenia, I
Wow,
think
this
I
has
was
been an interesting conversation. I'm sorry, go ahead, Tavi.
no, I said nothing else on my end unless Russell have something else that we left out that he wants to bring in before we do our wrap ups.
Yeah, let me just
Well, let me
close on
ask.
this. Okay.
Wait 1 second, Russell. So I'm in Illinois. So you only do people around the Texas area for shipping?
Yes, because it gets more expensive if I have to drive from here. And it depends on the volume of, say, if you were shipping your whole house, relocating, and you needed a. What I could do from my vantage point is arrange to have a container ship from there. Again, it will depend on the volume of items that you have at that location.
In the
Okay, because the container can be dropped anywhere, but it got to make business sense
okay.
for me to be able to do that.
But what
Yeah.
if, because I've seen situations and I've done it before where somebody, and I just buy something from Amazon and I just ship it to Maryland because my auntie is shipping with somebody and I just want to ship on that side.
You can do that.
So I think it's
It's,
doable, right?
yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
There's a lady in Ohio.
Okay.
Actually, there are four ladies that I talked to, and they had pretty much a lot of questions you got asking tonight. They were they were scared to open a business, and I did encourage them. I came from church one Sunday, and I spent over an hour. There were four of them, one in Houston, one in Ohio, I think one in Maryland, one was somewhere else. And it was just bombarding me with all these questions and stuff. And it was good because TD Jake said, don't go to somebody to tell you how to spend your finances if they're broke.
Mhm.
Stop going to people who are not married to advise you on how to run your home
Exactly.
when you're married. They got
Exactly.
zero experience.
Exactly. Exactly.
So go to people who got their foot or their feet wet and who will give you a complete insight of their own experience. So if you want to do business, talk to somebody, talk to
Yeah.
your fellow. For me, we are in the process. I don't want to give up too much information about what we're trying, other project that we're talking to people and trying to erect something on our property and stuff like that. I'm speaking to people who have done it, and they will
Mhm.
be able to, guide me step by step on how to do it, what to look for, and what not to look for. But we need to stop, full stop going to people who not married to get
Mhm.
opinion on your point.
Mhm.
Yeah, boyfriend. If you boyfriend and girlfriend, I can go to, but you can't be married and go to somebody who's not married
Right. Right.
for advice.
Wait.
You think about
Yeah.
it for a minute. What am I to tell you? What's my experience?
Right.
No, I can't do that. So stop it.
And going to the
Uh,
ones that what who marriages are thriving too, because some
yeah,
of them are married
exactly.
them,
True,
all the time. So you gotta be
true,
careful. They give
true,
you negative advice, and stuff like that too. So that's a
true.
good one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, okay. But like I said, this has been a great show, very informative. Thank you so much for telling us about what you do, how you got started. I love the way that you're empowering people back home, helping our economy, and I love that you was daring enough to even take the chance to do that because of all the horrible story we keep hearing about, and then other people who experienced this before and did not have a positive outcome. So I hope for those listening, the whole part of it, we all have to be part of this economy to grow Liberia the way we want to see it growing. Here, Russell, you see him; he's embarking on this adventure. He's been doing it. Are there challenges? He said yes. There's challenges along the way, but you have to come up with creative ways to go around them. So,
Mhm.
Russell, if you can just give your closing, um, then we can move from there.
So again, first of all, before I go any further, I must say thank you to the both of you. I hope I will be able to be back on the show, maybe talk about other stuff that going on in Liberia or right here in the U.S. in the Liberian community because there's a whole lot to talk about. I'm 100% honored to have been invited here. Toby, thank you. I've known this lady for uh, the government say when I didn't even know how to pee straight. That's how long I have known her. Now I got gray hair, and the fact that she, I know, tell me she stands for principles. She stands for honesty. She stands for her character and stuff like that. I can guarantee you who's watching, if I was somebody that she did not have believed that can make an impact to everybody who's watching, she would not have invited me on here. The fact that she did that should be a testament to the character, to the person that I am. I'm a family man. Am I perfect? I'm the first to put my hand up. No, I have my own shortcomings. There will always be challenges. But how Obama said, if you fall, you get up, you dust yourself off, and keep moving. If you fall and you stay down, you are a failure. Do not allow any obstacle to keep you down. Keep pushing. It has not been easy. It's still not easy. Can you imagine my entire weekend? I've been on the road, my wife lifting boxes and stuff. I told her one day she broke her nails. I told her to keep the nail. There will be a testimony one day. And I'm
Amen.
hopeful that one day she will give that testimony of where she went, how she did it, and where we are now. Again, Liberian public here in the DFW and around, if you want to trust a shipper, I go to Hope International Church. Sometimes talk to your church brother or your church sister. Find people in the church. Sometimes I'm not saying everybody in the church are, great people. That's not what I'm saying. But I almost want to believe that 65 or more %, you will find honest people. The church member will be able to vouch for them. If they did something wrong, you know somebody to speak out for them. Ask questions about shippers. Ask about, we're not, for me, I have an inventory in Liberia of over $50,000. We have an inventory of over $50,000. I'm not going to take your $250 for your box. You will have somewhere to go if I ran away from you. We have law and order here in America. I want to believe we have the same law and order in Liberia. Roscoe General Merchandise is in the EW community across from Miami's Beach Junction. Before you get a rehab, if you're coming from Monrovia, or it is called Minitama Junction. We are right there. You cannot miss us. If you ship your stuff by me, and God forbid you didn't get it, send your family to your store. I know how Liberians can do in Liberia right now. Let me not say violent, but they will go there and bear grumble and start damaging and stuff like that. I don't want that to happen. I'm not a confrontational person. I will be honest with you. Even if it doesn't, if it's not in my favor, I will tell you the truth about your boxes or your goods that you entrusted me and my family with. Most of some of my customers been to my home. Some of them eat here with me. You can come and visit because I want to make this shipping community like a family-oriented kind of thing. Well, if you don't have it today, I'm able to ship it for you. Be honest with me and pay me later. That's the kind of environment I'm looking to start here. And for me, the sky's the limit. I'm very grateful. I'm humble, and I want to thank every one of you who have entrusted us with your goods. We are currently picking up. We're doing the Dallas Metroplex this weekend. This week, I got a lot of people's stuff to pick up this week. I got my U-Haul truck that's out there. We'll be picking up. We will be loading on October 4th.
Okay.
So if you have your boxes, if you have anything that is legal to ship to Liberia, contact our GM Shipping. Our phone number is 763-703-0133. Keep in mind, like I said, I'm a family man. Do not call me after 10 o'clock. If I do not answer, you tell people, say, oh, you call that man, you can't answer. That's not fair. I've had that happen. Our business, at least if you call me 6, 7 o'clock in the evening, I will answer. If you call me after 10 o'clock, I may not answer. Leave me a message. But my thing will tell you, thanks for contacting us. We will reach back to you. We are not ignoring you. We want your business. We encourage you to contact us. Go to Roscoe General Merchandise Store, LLC, on Facebook. We are heavily engaged on Facebook with everything we do. Thank you again for listening to us. Thank you for having me. We appreciate your business. I want to, again, say thank you to you guys for having me. I appreciate it. I'm humble to have been invited on your platform. Thank you.
Thank you. And
Delphi, did I out-talk you today?
no. I'm not moderating. Otherwise, you know me. I'll be all on this place. I can be animated. No, it's Eugene. This is Eugene's show, so I'm trying to be like Miss Prim and Proper.
Eugenia, did I?
No, it's been a good show.
No, you did amazing. You did amazing. Thank you.
we'll come back into again into phase two and talk about the challenge, more challenges, and the, like you said, the community, and other things that you want to talk about. But I mean, still a lot of good takeaway, and we wish you all the best. And we'll talk
Thank you.
offline, about a few things.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Have a blessed week.
All right.
You
Have a
too,
good
guys.
night.
Mhm.
You too. Bye bye.